Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Did I call it or did I call it? Joe Biden's student loan relief scam, Joe Biden's vote buying scam, and I call it a scam on purpose because clearly the intent here wasn't just to offer free money or free student loan debt relief or forgiveness, it was to pretend as if they were offering $10,000 in student loan forgiveness, knowing that it was totally unconstitutional and that it wasn't going to go through. A little bait and switch right before the election, a total scam because something was promised which they knew they could not deliver. Democrats playing Democrat games like usual, whether promising amnesty, promising stimulus checks, promising everything under the sun in order to get elected, and then of course never actually delivering or severely under-delivering. Well, what do you know? Literally the next day, right after the midterms are done, Joe Biden's student loan forgiveness plan gets axed, blocked by a federal judge, and now the Biden administration has officially halted the program, no longer accepting applicants. Once again, Gen Zers, you got bamboozled. There was never a threat on anybody's rights, there was never a threat to democracy, and there was never any real student loan forgiveness. It was all a mirage, a bunch of empty promises. And once again, the Democrats scammed impressionable young voters. Let me show you guys exactly what I mean by that. We've got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. Alright, well, totally unexpected. A federal judge calls student loan relief unlawful, deepening limbo for borrowers. President Biden's plan to erase federal student loan debts for tens of millions of borrowers hit a legal wall on Thursday when a U.S. District Court judge in Texas called it unlawful and vacated the debt relief program. The federal government quickly appealed the decision, which came just weeks before student loan payments are set to resume in January. The program was already on hold, while a federal appeals court in St. Louis considers a separate lawsuit by 6 states challenging it. The judge's argument for striking down debt relief. In Thursday's ruling, Judge Mark T. Pittman, who was appointed by former President Donald Trump, wrote that the program was a complete usurpation of congressional authority by the executive branch. And clearly they knew this from the start. I mean, Nancy Pelosi, we play the quote over and over again, but we'll play it again for flashback's sake.
People think that the President of the United States has the power for debt forgiveness. He does not. He can postpone, he can delay, but he does not have that power. That has to be an act of Congress.
Clearly, those occupying the highest ranks of the Democrat Party knew that this action was totally unconstitutional. They were totally aware that this thing wasn't gonna fly, that it wasn't gonna last, yet they did it anyhow. Why, you may ask? Because this is what the Democrats do. It's all a big game. They pretend as if they care so much about the common folk out there who are struggling, even though their globalist policies are the cause for all the suffering and financial hardship. We care so much, but they're always just playing games. It's nothing but manipulation. This is what they do in election seasons. It's what they did in 2020 and it's what they're doing in 2022. And clearly it had an impact. Gen Zers showed up to vote. We covered the exit polls. Gen Zers, 18 to 24-year-olds, represented 7% of the total people that showed up to vote for the 2022 midterms. That's quite significant. And they broke for Democrats at 61% support. Let me ask you, do you think it had something to do with promising student loan forgiveness, targeting university students, saying we're going to forgive your student loan debts, just vote for us? Of course it did. And it was a last-minute scam. If Joe Biden actually wanted to do it, I mean, he ran on it. He could have done it the moment he came into office. You think it's a coincidence that a couple months before the election, he uses his executive power that doesn't exist to cancel student loan debt with the most shoddy Heroes Act excuse that you could possibly imagine? Of course it's no coincidence. It was all part of the plan, just like it always is. Democrats don't mean what they say, they're just playing a game. And now all of a sudden, Democrats are cheering on new, jaw-dropping initial youth voting numbers out of the University of Michigan. 94% of students voted for Gretchen Whitmer, only 6% voted for Tudor Dixon. Here's the bottom line. Young people were and will be the key for Democrats' success. Time to pay attention and invest in Gen Z. The source comes from this Twitter individual. University of Michigan Campus, Ann Arbor. Gretchen Whitmer, 8,842 votes, 94%. Tudor Dixon, 573 votes, 6%. Good job, university students.
Congratulations. you played yourself.
You think that they would learn after the 2020 election, where Joe Biden promised the socialist dream and then immediately dropped it the moment he got elected, where Joe Biden ran on a platform of police reform and standing up for the black community. He was the candidate for oppressed minority groups, is what he told you. Vote for me or
You ain't black.
And then, of course, after getting elected, he's done absolutely nothing to benefit any minority community. I mean, what a slap in the face. You show up to the polls to vote blue no matter who, after getting all your university friends to do the same. Yay, we got Gretchen Whitmer elected. Yay, we voted for Democrats. The next day, student loan forgiveness. Government stops taking applications after ruling. Fantastic job, young people. I swear the voting age needs to be raised to like 26 or something. You should have at least a 5-year history of paying taxes before being able to vote, because these people are just too gullible. They fall for it every time. The non-stop Democrat scams. Everything the Democrats do and say is either misleading or an outright lie. Everything they run on is almost always garbage meant to emotionally manipulate you, to scam you for your support. I mean, here's a great example. We must stop the red wave. The 2022 election is about democracy. If the Republicans manage to win, democracy is over. American democracy as we know it is coming to an end. Over and over again. How many times do we hear the same damn line? Well, look at that. Republicans won the House. Where's all the fear-mongering about American democracy gone? I mean, Republicans won. Democrats lost control of the House of Representatives. You would think that people would be panicking, running on fire, yelling, screaming. Democracy is over. The Republicans are coming. The Republicans are coming. Democracy is over. But all of a sudden, after the election, you don't hear anything about democracy, because it was never true to begin with. It was a political game. It was a game meant to target low information voters. You may go to university and think you're educated. What are you, 19 years old? No life experience, brain not even fully developed? Never had a real job, never paid taxes, never ran a business, don't have to provide for your family? You're not educated. You're low information, low experience. And that's why the Democrats can take advantage of you. Oh, and let's not forget this manipulation. Joe Biden strategically releasing strategic oil reserves, artificially reducing the price of gas in America a couple weeks before the election. I wonder if he's going to continue doing that after the midterms. Yeah, right. The Dems have given up on the working class and business owners, and they're targeting new demographics entirely. Unmarried women, a demographic that they've largely helped to create. With left-wing social culture, the destruction of marriage, the destruction of opportunity, they've created a political beast of unmarried women that are dependent on the state, and they know that they can count on that vote to show up every single season for them. All they gotta do is promise more welfare, promise more things. And of course, the youth vote and the elitist Democrat Starbucks vote, the youth vote and the unmarried vote, all they gotta do is promise things. And the elitist Starbucks vote, it's nothing but ego. We're doing something. It's almost like donating to charity. Vote for Democrats once a year and your conscience is clear. The whole thing's a scam. The whole thing is a joke. And of course, Democrats will keep doing what Democrats do, causing problems, making people's lives worse, and then showing up, swooping in as the savior of the day, only to continue to make things worse, perpetuate the same problems, continue to make it harder to own a business, to run a business, make things more expensive, create less opportunity, cruddier schools, less freedom. They'll continue creating a low information, government dependent mob that they know that they can rely on. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. That's what I got for you guys though. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe to the channel if you guys are up for it. I'm gonna get out of here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.